What's happening?
Yo.
No. What's up, everyone? This is Haunted Casket number 22. I had to look at the number again. We didn't know what to call this because our guest is just kind of here. Fucking with you. This is Kaylee.
Man, I can't wait for Kentucky when she kicks your ass.
Hey,
Right.
hey, I'll bring my fourth cousin. 2-on-1. I'm starting it early. Oh, he saw himself out. Thank God. You ain't getting away that fucking easily, and I'm not.
There's
There's
so many places to go with that one. I had to step away.
I'm sure it's gonna come back eventually. Welcome. Let me do the proper intro just to not be shit at marketing. Welcome to Haunted Casket. This is a podcast by. Used to be over here. Fuck. This guy, Bill Bryan, and me, Trevor Faith. I make creepy but legal shit for your eyes to view, and Bill teaches you how not to be afraid of fancy trees. Tonight we have Kaylee. Other than act weird and have a blurry background, what do you do in the paranormal community, Kaylee?
I'm
Awesome, great. That was thank you so much. You can continue. I'm sorry.
So for those that don't know me, I am Kaylee. I am part of Get Haunted crew. I've been a part of Get Haunted for almost 2 years now. And when I'm not doing anything paranormal, I am a full-time nurse.
Wow, you've been with Get Haunted 2 years already?
Yeah, August 19th. Well,
Wow.
no, August. I think August like 9th or something would be like 2 years.
I feel like I've
It
been
flew.
a merc for that long. Wait, did you join right as I joined or like no?
August of 23.
I need to look back because like on and you can ask Rob and Sarah. Like my upbringing in this company was very rough because of mental health and past event companies. So like I honestly lost track of like when shit happened. One day I need to look just for anniversary purposes. Like, hey, I made it this far. I need to look back and see when. I need to deep dive on Facebook or something, but that's not the point. Chris, how's it going? What's RT's for road trip? What's MM mean? I'm sorry. art. I'm trying to decipher that. I just realized our background's not there for some reason. I'm a great producer, everyone.
Yeah, with the
Way to go, Trevor.
There we go.
How you doing there, Chris?
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. I know who Chris is. The MM is throwing me off. McCamey Manor. Okay, gotcha. Like I know the road trip part, but how's it going, Chris? Mike Cronin.
Hey, Mike, do you want your Kaylee back?
I can hear the crickets. Anyway, and we got Mr. Mark Brown,
Hey, Mark.
the poster boy of what a ghost hunter should look like. If you saw his Facebook post, it kind of went viral. You can have her, haha.
Wow, I feel the love.
Oh shit.
So for those who don't know, Kaylee, before Get Haunted, where were you?
I was just doing my own thing. I've been investigating now for 4 years. I started out My first investigation ever was in 2021. That was at Mid Orange Correctional Facility here in Warwick, New York. And that's where I met Two Brothers Extreme Paranormal.
Hell yeah. What event did you first meet Rob at, or how did you meet Rob? I've never.
I met Rob at the Shanley in April of 23, actually.
Okay. And I'm guessing you were just there as a guest or
Yeah.
a help.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I had nothing to do with Get Haunted yet.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
I don't think
Mike
I was
says
at that
that
one.
Mike said that he is not joking. Or sorry, he is. But the problem not with you. The problem with like trying to start a fresh conversation that's like new in the paranormal with someone that I already know well and I know pretty much enough backstory of is hard. So like what's your favorite thing to do in the paranormal? I want to ask some basic bitch type of questions and hope we end up on some fourth cousin shit.
What do you mean? Like,
okay. To just get. Oh, it's Damian Smith. Damian, we need some questions. Please.
So Kaylee, I actually have a question for you, and I can't believe I've known you this long and have never asked you this. But what
shit.
actually got you into the paranormal?
So
It's like Bacon's.
what got me into, well, so I had my very first experience roughly around the age of 6. I grew up in the typical haunted farmhouse.
Okay.
That I know of, that there was a fire on the property. I know someone did die there. And I don't know, just my parents would tell me like some weird shit would happen around me. Specifically at certain specific times at night, they would catch me like sitting Indian style in my bed and just talking to an empty chair, but I'm still asleep.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But as I got older, I started watching the TV shows. Taps was actually my very favorite show to watch, and then I moved on to Paranormal State, and I just had a lot more questions and answers, and I've just always been into it. And when I did my very first investigation, it's like I had an experience down in the mess hall, and it's like when that very first experience happens, it's like, what the hell was that? It's like you want more, you want to see more of it.
Yeah, usually that first experience, either they leave and never come back, or they're lifers.
Mm-hmm.
Damien, she is a wild card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're waiting for you to expand upon that, Kaylee.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I know you have, but he also asked, "Would you do a human pendulum?"
I've done the human pendulum. I have.
Okay, you have.
And to be honest, I like watching other people do it. I don't actually like doing it myself. I get a very dizzy feeling. If you want to know something that I enjoy doing, I like doing the SD session.
You call it SD, okay? I say S.
SD.
Yeah. Every time I hear SD, I thought, okay, this is gonna be out of.
When he hears SD, he adds a D to the end.
SD'd? What?
STD.
Okay, that was your ADHD moment, like right there. Okay, that got me off track. But this is gonna be like out of pocket. But whenever I hear SD, I think it's testy. Sorry, just every time I hear it said like that, I chuckle and I gotta hold that joke down. But
which he failed at this time.
Well, yeah, because I prefaced it. That's one thing I've learned while in my mental road trip to getting back to not being a dumbass. But anyway, recovering from ADHD is what I'm trying to say. Or caffeine, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, does all of your family believe or approve in ghost hunting, or is it leave it at the door whenever you visit?
No, so my parents were very open about it. There was no really no kind of like religion behind it. My father wasn't too fond of it, and he still isn't to this day. But you'll always catch me and my mom watching something paranormal.
I'm gonna counteract that story with a funny story of my own. It's not that long, like of a story, because there's really not much to really tell, but it's funny. So, just FYI, there's gonna be a story about Catholics and stuff. I don't believe in that shit, if you get my drift. But back in high school, my mom knew how I believed, and she hated it, so she would pay me to go to church. By pay me, it would be filling up my gas tank for the whole week. She goes, I'll pay for all your gas if you just go to church. I'm like, cool. One day after church, the preacher, or the priest, whoever, came up to us as a family and said, "Hey, thank you so much." I think it was like after a holiday or something. It's like, "Hey, thank you so much for coming." Blah 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 blah. And he was trying to get to know me, like in past, so what do you do? Blah blah. And I was like, "Oh," and without any hesitation, I'm like, "I'm a paranormal investigator. I hunt ghosts." And it caught him off guard. And long story short, that conversation ended. But 2 weeks later, I go in, we get to church, and my mom and my stepdad go into the front door, and I'm right behind them. As soon as that happens, the priest meets me at the entrance and goes, "Hey, Trevor, can you come with me real quick?" And I look over at my mom and my stepdad, and they're like, "Yeah, go." I'm like, "By myself?" And they go, "Yeah." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Okay. Followed the priest back, sat me down in this very small room, and he had a pendant on like a necklace in his hand. And I go, "So what's up?" And he goes, "I hear you hunt ghosts and conjure the dead and all this stuff, right?" And he goes, "Not all of it's good. A lot of it's evil." And then I go, "I don't know what it is. That's the whole point of investigating." And it was a half-hour conversation trying to please. She was trying to pray the investigator out of me, and it went on for almost an hour. And then I got to the point to where I said, "I'll consider quitting." Guess what? But he handed me this pendulum.
He's still thinking about it.
He handed me the pendulum. Pendant. I'm on paranormal mind. He handed me a pendant of Saint Benedict, and he didn't tell me a lot about it. He said it'll protect me in my endeavors. I get home and I look at it. Saint Benedict, as far as I'm aware, it's a general protection from evil and keeps God around you. And then
It is
yours
the patron saint of exorcists.
Okay, I didn't look that deep into it because I didn't care. But years later, my friend Adam, he likes paranormal, but he's scared shitless of any of it. I gave it to him, and he looks at me and goes, "Don't you need it?" I go, "I don't believe in God." And he goes, "Fair enough." And he called me a week later saying that he lost it. I go, "Good job, dude." But
But I will say, Bill, I was never allowed to play with a Ouija board.
really,
Well, that's unfortunate.
I know.
damn.
I break the rules now, but
You break the rules.
then I couldn't touch them.
Hello, Sean Gilkis or Gilkis.
Done.
Gilkis. Sean, are you? Bill, is Sean the one coming to Trifecta?
Yes.
Okay, Sean, I will see you soon. 2 weeks, motherfucker.
Yeah. Sean will be staying with the three of us down in Kentucky.
Yep. Down here in my property. I'll bring my fourth cousin to spice it up. Anyway,
No, you will not, because the Airbnb is in my name.
well, then you can tell Sophie it was your idea. It was your idea. Like in the last episode, you did go along with it. Anyway, we'll get back on that topic here soon. He's not even close to. No, I'm 5 minutes away from Illinois. 30 minutes away
No,
from
he's talking about the
Missouri.
pronunciation of his name.
Oh, I was just off by an L, but you took the L, so like it's just Gickus now.
I think it's pronounced Geekus.
My AirPod says every time he asks me for help in a group chat, he goes, "Sean Gickus sent this," and I go, "I don't really care." So, I chose violence. I'm sorry.
So,
If my
Kaylee,
jaw,
what's your favorite location?
My favorite location. Oh boy.
in general, not with just like what you've been to, because I'm curious about the grand scheme of things.
I'm gonna have to go with Mid-O. That was my very first
Okay.
place that I ever investigated.
That's a solid
I think
place.
I've been there now a total of 7 times. If you want my top 3,
Yeah, top 3. Yeah.
Mid-O, Shanley, Whitehill.
In no particular order or in that order?
No particular order.
All right. Okay.
My top 3 has 2 of those.
Shanley, Whitehill. My top 3 has none of those.
You've
Granted,
never been to
I've-
any of them, have you?
Correct. Point taken. Yes, correct. My top 3: Missouri State Pen, obviously. The Missouri State Pen. I've only ever been here once, and I'll never be able to go back. It's not physically there anymore, but Bobby Mackey's always held a special place in my heart. But if we're not counting that because it's technically not visitable again, the Conjuring House was an amazing place. Third,
I went there once and the night was actually pretty quiet.
it was the one time that I went from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. dead. Not a single thing happened.
No pun intended.
One, huh?
No pun intended.
What did I say?
You said it was dead.
Oh,
They're looking for ghosts.
yeah.
But
But from 1 a.m. for the last 2 hours of that investigation was wild. What the fuck is that?
I have it on my phone.
Oh my god. MSP, The Conjuring House, and honestly, just because, mainly because every time I go here, every time I've went to this location, something incredible has happened. I've never seen this location not lit up with activity. Billy Creek. I've been to Billy Creek 4 times, and it's been wild every time.
Yeah, top 4 would have to be Shanley, Mid-O, Convent, and Maclay. I don't know what order they fall in, so I'm not sure which one of the
let's see,
top
now
3.
I can add the convent to my top 5.
Yeah, the convent would be
After being there
mine.
this past weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Without a
past
doubt.
weekend was wild, Trevor. I
Yeah.
wish you were there for that.
If they do another one, not a 90% chance I will be there. Yeah. And Convent would be on my top 3. I would easily take out The Conjuring, but I didn't really investigate The Conjuring. I just got a free
You mean
tour.
Convent,
What did I say?
Conjuring.
Sorry. Take out The Conjuring, add Convent. Because I didn't do an investigation there. I got a free tour and took pictures and got a tattoo. But although I felt extremely tight-chested up in the attic or the upstairs.
2nd floor.
Yeah, I felt I could barely breathe up there. I was literally I went upstairs there at the time, like breathing as I would do any day, right? And right as you went downstairs to go do something, it was me and Tanya for like 5 minutes. during that time, I caught myself getting choked up. So Tawny even asked like, are you okay? And I was like I was having to manually control my breathing. It felt really weird. But
Yeah, that place can affect different people in different ways.
hell, do you remember that? I mean, I'm sure you do, but the preliminary walk around of Fairfield, how there was 2 rooms that were connected by a doorway, and I walked in and I go, "It's heavy. I could barely breathe." I was trying to get out of the room, and you go, "I feel fine." So then we darted to the next room. Then I felt fine, and you were hard at breathing.
Yeah, yeah, that
That
was
was
weird.
yeah,
Okay, funny story about Fairfield, because all 3 of us were there,
yeah.
and
Oh,
there
sure,
was
yeah.
there was there was a certain somebody on this podcast that called me a pussy that night because I didn't want to walk down a hallway by myself.
Wait, was it
And
me or Kaylee?
it was Kaylee.
Okay, I was like, I
I
call you
I
pussy all the time. I didn't know
so
if it was me.
so the hallway that had those 2 rooms where you and I felt that heaviness, I started walking down that hallway by myself. I got about halfway and I hit that point of you know, you're not welcome here, go away. So I turned around and walked back and I'm just like, yeah, I don't really want to walk down that by myself. Kaylee calls me a pussy and me and her start walking down. And then a bat went flying by and she screamed and ran.
Hey, what's the old saying?
That place messed me up. Like,
see, what's
I,
the old
I
saying?
can't get over that picture that I took.
Oh yeah. Do I? Is that easily?
You still have it?
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna look at the photos and files in our chat on Messenger. It's not easy. I threw it away in my actual laptop because I was clearing out space. But I know it's in our group chat.
I
But
love bats too, Damien. They're awesome.
I
Yeah,
didn't expect to see a bat.
all right, I have. Oh, I still have the edited side by side of it. Okay, let me airdrop this to my laptop. Just give me 1 second. I don't want to look like I'm lost my brain cells, so you guys have fun for a couple.
Yeah, we've ended up at a lot of locations together since you joined
Yes.
Get Haunted.
Yep.
Yeah, so we've done
Yeah.
Fairfield and Maclay and White Hill, Convent. Convent was just I had such a good time there.
Mike Cronin just put on there before. You should really check. You should check out West Hill Manor.
Oh yeah, the West Hill
We
Manor.
did check that one out. Yeah, that place was pretty cool. They actually had to walk me out twice.
Oh wow, how come?
Well, I got attached to this chain on the wall in a doorway, and I wouldn't let go. Him, Adam, and Stephen Kometz were all telling me, hey, Kaylee, let go of that. And I'm just ignoring them all.
Damn. All right, I got the picture up. Not up right now, but like I'm ready to share it. Before I share it, do you guys want to tell to preface it with the story before we just look at it in a blindly sense for the audience?
So this picture that Trevor's about to share, myself and Lori were doing a Estes and a Gansfield experiment in between 2 mirrors. Once we were both tapped out of it, I just started taking random pictures of myself in one of the mirrors. And this picture that Trevor's about to show you is...
So
this was down in the basement, right?
Yes. So, but before I go into any further, I want to share a little bit of like what I was witnessing from.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, once they were saying words and all that stuff, right? We took them out because we noticed that like, hey, it's almost time to go, so let's wind it down. And once we got off their goggles and they were like recovering, taking a minute, Kaylee was like almost like getting like physically looked like she was getting put in and out of hypnosis. She was going Like she was trying to keep herself awake. And then I'm like, Kaylee, are you good? And you didn't say anything. You just mumbled. You just, mm-hmm. Like you were trying to hold something back. And I go, okay. It's the first time I've seen you in this mindset. So I'm like, I don't want to push hard on her mentally. So I'm like, do you need anything? And you just, mm-mm. I'm like, all right, cool. So then I put my gear in my bag. And then I turn around, you're taking some pictures. And then we don't see anything till a couple days later when Joe, Joe B, at some point throughout the investigation, I'm assuming during the preliminary, whenever it was in the daytime, I assume.
Mhm.
He was taking pictures of just like random cool things in the building, like no particular reason why. It's like, oh, that looks cool. Took a picture of this old lady, framed a picture. I don't think we know who she is, but we assumed she was a resident, a patient there, or she was there to some extent at some point in the past. And Kaylee got a hold of this picture, sent it to me, and the resemblance of this oppression state takeover is uncanny. So saying that, here's this. This is edited to where it's like side by side, not overlaid, but still. Yeah.
It's a little creepy.
Yeah. And let me zoom in just a little bit, just so you can get a better close up a picture. Actually, a little bit more just for better eyes. There. What threw me off the most, other than the eyes being the exact eyes, her lip was bent down on the left-hand side,
Yeah.
which the grandma, I'm assuming her lip is bent down that much due to prior strokes, because that usually is the case.
The headlamp strap matched her collar.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Just everything is to a T there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really weird.
So, yeah. It's
So-
fucking
Another weird thing with that scrying session or Estes, whatever, those things that we were doing down in that room.
Mhm.
I remember being there for it. That's the only memory I have of that entire portion of the night.
Like you don't even remember like taking them out of it?
I don't remember taking them out of it. I don't remember what they said during it. I know I was there for it,
That's
but
creepy.
yeah, but I have zero memory of that room.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have other than this, I also I just realized that you could see my head in the bottom left of this. Anyway, but honestly, other than this occurrence here, I don't really remember much about that investigation either for my own personal reasons. But
Well, before this, remember we were all up in the cemetery.
Yeah.
I do remember.
I walked away from the group and just hovered over a headstone for like a
I don't
good
remember that.
20 minutes or so.
Did anybody ever check to see if it was her headstone?
I don't know. I know that when I was hovering over it, I did start crying like once Lori came over and like kind of tapped me out of it. But that whole 20 minutes, I felt like I had a lady just chirping in my ear for like that 20 minutes. And it wasn't good.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Did a voice or
It was definitely a lady.
oh, well, did a voice or did a vision lead you to that gravestone, or was it intuition?
I don't remember what it was, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I just wandered away from the group and just stopped dead center in front of a headstone.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Then the weird thing is, even if you didn't stop at a headstone, if you stopped anywhere back there, because there's hundreds, if not thousands,
Right.
of graves that are unmarked.
Yeah, that is also very true. Well, no. Were you ever put under the Gansfield or Estes prior to the cemetery? Okay. No, okay, never mind.
No, so when you guys were all I let all the newer people there do it because
Okay,
I've already done it so many times.
that's fair.
So let me ask you this, because, and this is a question for both of you, because I think both of you have witnessed both of these people do Estes.
Okay.
Who's louder, Joe B or Tanya?
Joby.
I would say
No,
It's
Joby.
been a long time since we've done an investigation where I've been at an investigation where we had both Joe B and Tanya there, and when we do have both of them there, I want them to do back-to-back Estes to see who's louder.
I don't think
Joby.
I ever experienced Joe B doing Estes, so I can't say Joe B.
Weren't you out in
Joe.
the cemetery with us at Fairfield when he did it?
No, she was with Robin Sarah, the other group.
Oh,
No.
that's right.
So Joby. So whenever we did the Gainesfield Estes in the cemetery, it was a guest wanted to, and then because you could only be in there for 15 minutes, so we had like multiple people go. It
Yeah,
was
so
a
we
guest.
had a guest, you and Joe B, I think were the three who did it.
No, 4 guest,
Four.
me, Dom, then Joby.
Oh, that's right. Dom did it too.
So yeah, one guest did it, and everyone else like, no, it's too freaky or something. So I'm like, okay, yeah. So guest, I don't remember what happened with the guest. Me, I didn't really get anything really happen.
Dom got some good stuff.
Dom did,
Joe was really good,
but
but we ended his early because I really thought somebody was going to call the cops on us. He
Yeah.
was yelling.
I hear this. Like, this isn't the exact words of what he said, just FYI. But Tree, Cookie, back there. And then after like the 10th word, I'm like, can we like smack him or something? I'm like, Jesus.
Well, you're pretty loud too yourself, Trevor.
Well, see, the thing is I've done the Estes so much in my lifetime that whenever I do it, I know that like I'm in the same environment as I would be if I'm gaming with a headset, and I've been gaming with a headset for 15 years. So like I know that whenever my muscles start to tense up, I'm talking way too loud. So then before each time that I do it, I know it's kind of weird. And I haven't really told anybody this because it's not that big of a fucking deal. But before I do a Estes, I'll hum with my mouth closed, and the second the humming gets too loud and starts to vibrate in my ears, that's when I know the limit's there. Like I'll then I'll talk at this pace right here. It's weird. It's just it helped in gaming, and then I'm like, oh, this shit helps with the Estes method too. So it's just something that I do. Now, occasionally, if I get scared shitless, I will scream.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I would say the vast majority of people under Estes end up louder than they normally are.
yeah,
Usually it's just like a little bit louder. Like Kaylee, when you're under, you're louder than your normal talking voice, but it's only a little bit louder.
yeah.
Then there's some people like Joe and Tanya who are like really loud.
And also, I kind of forced myself to have to do that because my gaming headset at the time, I sold all that shit. My gaming headset was noise canceling, and when I started gaming with my PC, I lived in my parents' house with thin walls at 2 a.m. So I kind of had to like teach myself to like not hear myself, but hear myself. So yeah, Joe B and I are two like polar opposites when it comes to Estes, and I find it hilarious.
And a lot of other things.
And a lot of other things too, yes. Now, granted, there are times that I will scream, like take for example, not scream, raise my voice. MSP, I have to do it a lot because if there's ever someone like down in 3D or death row or like if we ever do an experiment like where we have to put someone around the corner or something, yeah, it echoes. But there's a lot of people that's like within 5 feet of me, so like the echo's not really great because everyone's wearing clothes and the clothes and the cloth absorb audio. So there are times where instead of doing this, I do this, but like that's still nothing in comparison to what Joe emits from that mouth of his. But
So this is a good opportunity to bring up one of Damien's questions.
okay. Where would you
So
say Estes works best? Below ground level or above 1+? Above like multiple stories or some shit? Wait.
below ground, ground level, or above ground?
Oh. You can't add math into questions. I can't do math.
So what do you think, Kaylee?
So I think for me, they work about both the same. It doesn't matter if I'm in a basement or I'm up on the top floor somewhere. I think it's about the same.
I would agree with you. I think it's more about the spirits and the person who's going under.
Yeah.
I think only one thing really matters as far as the non-spiritual communication side of it, and it's not any of these things that you mentioned. I think that where acoustics are the worst at. No echo because and it's not the end all be all of everything, right? But I have had it, and it's usually with guests that are brand new to the paranormal that aren't used to hearing this type of stuff and are trying to accommodate and adapt to their environment. But when you say a word that's random, they don't expect it, like over here, pizza, 84, random shit, right? And they're trying to decipher shit randomly. They don't know when it's coming. The echo of it, like if they hear 84, 84, 84. I've had some guests try too hard to hear it, and they hear the echo, and the echo that they think is an extra word, or the echo is the elongated version of a word. Like, take for an example, that this reminds me. In 3D, we had 20 people going down the whole hallway, and this we had a guest under that was really slow at talking. Like it took him 2 or 3 seconds to say a long word, and wish I could do that, but that's not the point. Um, he said in cell something. He said a cell number, but what the girl heard down the hallway was in cell 80, and she said, what about cellular? I'm like, cellular, and I said he said in cell whatever number, and the whole time she was asking what he say. So sometimes the echo will disrupt the ability to hear exact words, but that's really about it from my experience. That's not even a big gripe because that's a rare occurrence. But as far as the below ground and stuff, I don't think it matters. But anyway,
So what about sensory deprivation during Estes, which the Gansfield experiment kind of does that. So that does sensory deprivation through sensory overload.
yeah,
So it's kind of the same thing. It's not the same thing, related.
yeah.
But I would 100% go into a sensory deprivation pod and do Estes. 100%.
Yeah. Do you know what I want to do? And it's not. It's similar in theory, but it's not the exact same thing. Bill,
Ignore
you
me.
good?
Just go on.
No, now I'm curious. I got it locked in.
Nope. Just continue.
You're continuing your thought after I tell my reasoning. No, I'm just curious. Anyway, okay. So, for those of you that I'm not sure if I told you this, my stepdad owns a funeral home and has very high quality cushiony coffins and caskets, and I've just because I laid in one, and it was when I was in a suit, so like it kept it clean, but I laid in one and he shut the lid on me just to see. That shit cancels out all the noise around you because they live beside a major highway. Like you hear humming all day from trucks. I didn't hear anything. So I would love to lay in like an actual modern day coffin and do an Estes. You don't hear shit. And you also can't see shit.
I have one in my living room.
Then roll it over to MSP real quick. But okay, pause. What were you gonna say? What was the funny thought? Bitch.
Are you sure you want me to say this?
Say it,
You question what I want to hear. If we expose our group chat, I will get canceled. Just say it.
So you said, "Do you know what I want to do?" And first thought in my head was your fourth cousin.
Okay, that's 2 weeks old joke now, but it's still funny. I mean, yeah, no, I'm kidding. I cannot. Me, you, well, Haunted Casket and then the convent. That podcast is gonna happen. I will stay on the fucking group chat until it fucking happens. Kaylee, do you know what we're talking about? Were
No.
you in a all right. So we're going kind of off the rails for a minute, but this may be the whole goddamn episode. I don't know. We'll fuck around and find out. But so the last episode with Sophie turned into a modern day shit show, and I loved every second of it.
As expected, it's Trevor's fault.
You guys went along with it to every inch imaginable.
Yeah, but you're the one who brought it up.
I digress. So between the fourth cousin shit, Agnes being my sister, and all that shit, right? Once the podcast ended, me, Sophie, and Bill talked on stream for close to 30 minutes. I forget how long it was. I didn't time us. But we talked for a while about just the same shit. It was like if the podcast just kept going. And eventually we're like, hey, we're tired. And I'm like, hey, we don't have to, but how would you feel if me, Bill, Sophie, and all the convent crew, whoever wants to be part of it, did a pre-recorded, it wouldn't be like live, but pre-recorded podcast where it's paranormal based, but it's not paranormal driven. It's us just being us with the history of the paranormal in our background and just like talking shit, having a few drinks, or if you don't drink, fucking Bill can have one of his lemon waters. I don't know. But so that will happen. It will. Whether I have to pull Sophie into the convent late at night myself, it will happen. And it'll be a fun time. Bill, are you still interested in that?
What's that?
Nothing.
Like you started mumbling. I did not hear what you said.
Oh, Bill, are you still interested in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's happening.
Okay. We just need to figure out a name. Because
Like
like
I figure out a time.
Yeah. Well, you're only an hour
That's the hard
ahead.
part.
Weekends I'm free until like 1 a.m.
All right. Well, this is not the place to be planning.
Yeah,
So-
that's fair. That's fair. But yeah. So be on the lookout for that announcement in the next year. I don't know.
So speaking of convent,
Yes.
so Kaylee, you got some ink there.
I did.
How's your tattoo healing up?
It's healing up nicely, actually. It's a little. I mean, it's starting to itch now, but it's healing up kind of nicely. I don't know if anybody can see that.
Who did yours? Agnes?
Yeah, Trevor's sister.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me, but no,
No, Trevor and I both got tattooed by Deja.
Deja, yeah. So I had to get mine touched up because it was my own damn fault. I got it and then I put on like after skin, came back home and then immediately got sun washed because my left arm's constantly in the sun. So now I got it touched up and I'm applying coconut oil every day. Because
How's
wasn't
yours
a-
feeling up, Bill?
Oh, mine's feeling up great. It's just starting to get a little bit itchy,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, no, it's fine. And it
You know what's-
I went over my grandmother's on Sunday for Mother's Day, and I freaked out my aunt. Yeah, she just saw a spider on my arm and freaked out a little bit.
Oh no.
Speaking of that, Easter is when a week before Easter, I got this on my hand. And my mom, it doesn't like tattoos, but she's like, as long as you can hide them, I don't care. I don't care what my mom thinks about my personal life. So, got this done. And before I went down to Easter, I called mom. I was like, Mom, before I come down, I need to tell you something. She goes, What? I go, I got a tattoo on my hand. And 10 minutes of you fucked up your life. You'll never get a corporate job. You'll never this. You'll never that conversation happened. And I was laughing the whole time. And I thought it was funny. But that's the end of that story. Yeah.
So going back to the paranormal, I completely lost my train of thought.
Going back to the paranormal, Kaylee, as far as okay, this is like, or I have a weird question. I'm not sure if
Might
it'll
have a
be,
weird answer.
or not really weird. In
Creepy?
theory,
She could help
In
you with
the-
creepy too.
yeah, she's pretty creepy.
Yeah.
In theory, a question because I'm not sure if you've ever thought about this. If you could create a brand new piece of equipment that is to help make the question a little bit easier, it can be similar to a already existing piece of equipment, but has to be different to some extent. If you had to create a new piece of equipment that is something 80% new as a whole, what would it be? What would your paranormal superpower be if that's brand new?
Jeez. I don't know. I never really thought of that.
Bill's
What
like,
would
"How
yours
can I-"
be?
I saw Bill's eyes moving like, well, I could put wires here and wires there, and these
Right.
wires could be. But what would mine be? I have an idea. I'm not sure how easy it would be to do it, but and this may be far fetched. I thought about this in the past. I want some sort of equipment. You know, like the Iron Man gloves, like a wraparound. There's like some energy shooter thingy here.
Hmm.
All right, so I want like a glove with like a energy emitting thing, and you hold your hands out, and it's almost like a REM pod that can move. I guess like a cat ball if it was like an EMF emitter. But hold your hands out, and spirits can drag that energy that's emitting from your hand to where they are. So like
Alright.
almost like if
So
Like the glove
basically,
would direct you to where to point.
like almost if like a ghost was holding your hand saying follow me.
Okay.
basically, you would be turning your arms into dowsing rods.
Pretty much. But like that would create a more spirit to human connect, because the energy in theory, the balls wouldn't be like emitting 20 yards. It would be like half a foot at most, to where you would feel the energy get close to you. And if it was strong, that might fuck you up. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's beside the point in this theory. I mean, you're meeting a very short distance out from your hand, and hold your hand however you want to, and like, and even add some lights in it to show how close they are. I don't know, but like, spirits can hold your hand and direct you, and add the lights. So if the spirit's fading away, or walking too fast, or going too far ahead of you, the lights start to fade out, and you can actually like follow energy with your hands. So it's dowsing rods, but more with a human connection to
Maybe
it. Not
something like that, but maybe like the Roomba vacuums.
yeah. In
That'd be
in case like you don't want to get touched by a demon-sized energy, right?
Bill
Because
saying.
dowsing, okay, dowsing rods
Now you
are
got me
good.
thinking.
Yeah.
Dowsing rods are good in theory, right?
And in practice.
Divination, finding water, all that funny, cool shit, right? But dowsing rods, whenever it's cold or it's too hot, or you're trying to focus on the dowsing rods and the spirits and the things around you and the cat balls and the EMF, your hands are like, with subconsciously, your hands are shaking. If you look over here, your hands tilt, your hands are doing this. In order for dowsing rods to work damn near perfectly in your own hands, you got to just be focused on them and having other people say, cat ball over there moved. Okay, cool. And I don't know about you, but
I'm
staring
gonna
at a
disagree with
dowsing,
you. I think staring at the dowsing rods actually makes them worse. Your best bet is to sit there once you get them like level and your arms locked in. Close your eyes and completely ignore them and let your mind just wander.
And Bill
But-
makes dowsing rod holders.
well, yeah, and the holders are good. I'm specific, yeah, just, and plus, not to mention, in this theory, you have no Siri. I did not say hey Siri. Fuck off. In this theory, I can actually see how, hey, in this theory, hey Siri, that may, okay. Phone, I'm sorry. Anyway, okay. In this theory, copper wire is a magnet for electromagnetic energy, and that kind of gets stopped in your hand. And dowsing rods can only twist and turn. And say a spirit is controlling it from 10 feet away, but 10 feet away from your right, but 2 feet away from your right is a wall that you're sitting in the corner of, and you look over, it goes, oh, you're to the right. Okay. But if you had them on your hands and it was like, follow me, and you go into the wall and the lights are still bright, and you're like, well, there's a wall, let me go over to the other side. And then hypothetically, you walk all the way around and you start to put your hands out and walk throughout the room, and you feel it's a more intellectual, movement based dowsing rod experience. I think I chose the right words there. First time I'm talking about this, so I don't know. But it's a more human-based, modern, follow me detection system.
I just want to say I hate both of you right now because I'm not going to sleep because you both gave me an idea that I now need to figure it out. So Trevor,
Yes.
dowsing rods only work side to side. So how can you? This is a hypothetical question for myself that this is what I need to figure out. How can you get it to move in more, have more axes of motion, including forward and backward, in such a way that it can do that and then come back to its normal state? So
Add
that's
some sort of lightweight suspension mechanism.
yeah, there's Yeah, you had to do something. I don't know. That's a interesting mechanical type problem. But then Kaylee, you had to throw the word Roomba out there. So so the way Roombas work
We know how
is
Roombas work. I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you.
they
Fucking-
go forward until they hit something. And then they turn a specific number of degrees and then they go forward until they hit something. And eventually they will just, cover the entire floor.
Mhm.
So what if we can work in some sort a gyroscope? Damien, that's brilliant.
I don't know what a gyroscope is. I'm googling that on my phone right now.
So it instead of the Roomba going until the pressure sensors on it tell it that it hit something,
Mhm.
what if we rig that up with some ghost hunting equipment, whether it be EMF, REM pod, something, and so the ghost could then guide the Roomba around a room.
Yeah.
See, the only thing is, if that ghost guides a Roomba into a wall, it'll turn around and redirect. Well,
Well, if I'm building this from scratch,
well,
right?
yeah, that's true.
I can program it such that if it runs into something, it backs up maybe let's say 3 feet, and then it waits for further input from the spirit to tell it to, oh yeah, you got to go around this, go through the door down the hallway into the next room.
Or rig it somehow, like if something moves in front of it and then it moves.
What if you take what if you take the mechanics of a cat ball, jerry rig it to add mechanics to it to make it like a physical tracking detection thing like we're talking about, and then put wheels on it like a race car, but they're cylindrical so they can easily make turns, and it's almost like a tracking cat car.
So what you just described is called gyroscopic navigation.
Sure.
They use
bless you.
that same kind of tracking
In
in
military
missiles.
missiles, like guys, like in military
Yeah.
stuff, yeah. Okay.
Well, in some missiles, not all of them, but yeah. Yeah, they use gyroscopes to help guide the missile. But that's essentially what you just described, but you're
Okay.
putting a paranoid twist on it.
I'm sorry, Bill, I got one more idea. What if specifically on the hand ones, in theory, right? This is also a cool twist too. Okay. What if on the hand ones, like the gloves obviously have to be made to wear it. What if we put like almost like Velcro handcuffs on each glove, and then connect one glove to another with tripwire, the gear? So like a new one, because I know tripwire can be kind of heavy for what it is. So at least the ones that I'm trying, at least the ones that I've tried, get like a skinny, lightweight.
Tripwire won't work because what you're describing is very similar to an EM pump, and that's going to trigger the tripwire by itself. Tripwires are just EMF meters.
Never mind.
All right, let's cover some of these questions here.
Okay.
Damien, what about drone, more maneuverability? Damien, that's version 2.0.
Yeah.
Get it working on the floor first, and then we'll go drone.
But drone needs, in theory, a remote to control it, like up, down, left, right, forward, back. So
Well, no, that's we'll use the sensors so we'll get the drone so that it just hovers in place, and then we'll have the sensors just like on the Roomba guide it. And
Gotcha.
but it gives you the up down as well as
You also
side
got
to
to
side.
make it as quiet as possible, though,
That's true.
because if we want to be able to hear voices, and if in the background, even if I'm hearing the slightest of from the wings, it's like that's gonna piss some people off. I know it will. Great
Oh yeah,
idea,
no, 100%. You're absolutely right on that.
but
All
yeah,
right, and then Chris. So you try to make a spirit tracker?
yeah.
Essentially, yeah. Basically, that's what it is. Not this kind of spirit tracker, like the piece of ghost hunting equipment that's a spirit tracker. That's a completely different thing, and spirit tracker is not actually a great name for it based on what it does. But yeah, essentially.
And helium balloon, in theory, well, the problem with helium is you have to get the perfect amount of helium to air ratio to prevent it from just smacking the roof. And if it smacks the roof, 90% of roofs in haunted places are sharp and condemned, and that's going to pop.
Or you just put weight at it. If you get the right amount of weight, it'll just stay at a certain level.
But if you add weight to it, we don't know if the right amount of weight is too much weight for the spirits. It's worth a shot. I just don't want to drag the balloon down
It's crap. I actually used to know the lift of a helium balloon because we used that in for some projects in college. I don't remember.
Oh, by the
It
way,
wasn't
Bill,
much.
did you know that speaking of
That I'm a
balloon,
total geek and a nerd. Yeah.
no. Did you know in the past 50 years, the dollar bill has raised in price exponentially, but balloons in the past 50 years have not went up a single cent. Do you know why? They're built for inflation.
By the way, Tanya hates that.
Oh shit! What's up, James? How's it going, man?
But I think, Bill, if you did something out of the Roomba aspect, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Making some kind of tracker out of that.
And if we can make it quiet enough, you could throw cameras on it, you could throw a voice recorder on it, and then just kind of
Chris, I'm on. It says you're commenting through YouTube. I don't know if you're on my YouTube or Bill's, but if you're on Bill's, awesome. If you're on mine, fuck you. I'm kidding.
Yeah, so this could actually be really cool, especially in abandoned, like very large abandoned places, say MSP, Mid-O, places like that, where you can kind of just turn it on and then leave.
Do you know what
let it go, let the ghost kind of run it, do its thing, and then you come back and retrieve it at some point in the future and then watch the footage later.
Yeah.
Or just have a live feed going straight to a big TV where we can all watch a live movie. That could be a new event. No fucking kidding. That or a ticket tier. Oh, you want to come investigate?
I'm gonna make this.
Actually,
Bill's not going to sleep tonight.
Like, you want to investigate MSP or the Shane Lee or Mid-O or whatever, but you don't want to go deep into a crevice of a dungeon. From 7 to midnight, you can do the introduction shit. Then after that, watch live feeds of everyone for $20 or however. I don't know. I'm not an event coordinator. That might be a shit idea. I don't fucking know. But we've been talking for an hour. Holy shit.
An hour and 5.
I just realized that. 3 a.m. here. I'm not going to sleep. Shit, I can't imagine staying up till 3 a.m. If I'm not in bed by 11:30, I'm a bitch.
As opposed to
a tired bitch. Or also known as Kaylee. Anyway,
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Kaylee, would you like me
Just
to?
wait. I get to see you in a couple of weeks.
I know. Kaylee's a boss ass bitch. Let's be honest here.
I
Yeah.
come off innocent.
I don't think so.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. You come off as innocent as well, no, she's pretty innocent actually. I was thinking more of like the sense of like her jokingly like talking shit self, but no, she's genuinely who I don't know.
And there we go, folks. Trevor's brain has broken.
I broke him.
Oh, my brain's been broken since I spawned in. I'm hoping to show up there
I hope you're talking about Kentucky.
at Kentucky,
That'd be awesome.
or because we've talked about like 4 locations in the past like half hour. I don't know. What you're talking.
I think he's referring to Kentucky.
Where-
Trifecta.
Where is Chris located at? Like state? Like what state? I'm not asking for like his
Chris
city.
is Michigan, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought he would. The only reason I asked is I thought he said something about like West Virginia or something.
No, I
But
believe
that-
I believe he's Michigan. Yeah.
Yep, Michigan.
Okay. So, well, never mind. I'm not gonna ask that. That's too much. It wasn't regarding him, but I had to stop myself on that one. But yeah.
All right.
Do you have a
Go-to
go-to
playlist.
Yes.
Yes.
I do.
Kaylee?
Not so much.
Yeah, I have a ghost hunting playlist.
Yeah. I almost said Bill. Damien, do you want a few songs that I
Keep in
all right.
mind we're on YouTube.
Oh no, I'm not gonna play them. I just like song names and artists. But Bill, give your if you can, and then Kaylee be thinking of like 5 songs that you would listen to, like, oh, this reminds me or this or gets me in the mood for that or whatever the fuck. Bill, what is your top 5 or 10 songs that like your go-to on your playlist? You have to listen to them. You can't skip them.
Specifically for ghost hunting, you mean?
Yeah, like on the way to the location type deal. You want to get in the mindset of I'm about to fucking shoot some demons in the head type shit. I don't know.
I'm pulling up my playlist now so I could actually remember what's on it.
Are you gonna share the screen, or are you just gonna talk off of it?
Let me pull it up I don't normally pull it up on the computer, so
Okay,
let me see where the hell that is.
I'll pull up mine too. And just FYI, my playlist isn't like specifically titled. It's just you can
Here we go.
you can go into your like playlist on Spotify and then add certain songs in the queue and make the queue as long as you want. And I have certain. My brain is photographic, so like I remember every single song. I take 10 minutes before start my car before I put it in park. I take 10 minutes to add like 2 hours worth of songs. You listen to Amazon Music? Damn, you are weird.
What?
I've never heard of anyone going to Amazon for music. Never heard of that.
I listened to some of that.
Well, I'm sorry, Trevor.
No, you're just weirder than I thought you were.
Yeah, so we got, Burning Witches, Santana, Iron Maiden, Fear of the Dark. That's a great one for ghost hunting.
Okay.
Rob Zombie, Misfits, Say You'll Haunt Me from Stone Sour, also great for ghost hunting. Ghostbusters theme song.
Ghostbusters theme song. I haven't heard the Ghostbusters soundtrack in forever.
Art of Dying, Merciful Fate. Still Drivers. Throw a little bluegrass in there.
Steel Drivers. What the fuck?
Yeah, I like bluegrass.
No, I'm not hating on that. It's just that was left field.
Thriller.
Yeah, This Is Halloween. Thriller. Yeah. Where is Did it get taken off here? Oh no, there it is. Get Haunted, Bombs Away.
I knew someone was gonna say that at some point.
Yeah, I got to thank Chris for that one.
Fair enough. Am I able to? Oh, no, okay, I can only share one screen at a time. Actually, wait, no, I got to take off this. What would you say is your heaviest song that you listen to?
That's hard to say. I listen to a lot of shit.
Well, specifically for paranormal stuff.
I don't know. Again, that's pretty hard to say. There's some metal in there.
Okay. Let me add my stuff.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Simon Garfunkel. All right. Window. All right. Make sure this is actually up here. Okay, cool. So here's all my playlists I have tagged. Zach Bagans' album Dogma by Crown the
Wow,
Empire.
you listen to Spotify? Dude, you're weirder than I thought you were.
Fuck up. If anybody likes Korn and Slipknot mixed together, highly recommend Tala. They're about to drop a new album called Primeval. But anyway, not the point. But yeah, this is generally. I doubt anyone here knows who any of this is. Except maybe like there's Kendrick. Kendrick pumps me the fuck up. I'll slowly scroll through here. But Architects is a great band to just get you going. Welcome to the Black Parade. Thanks to Ernie Pack. There's a story there, but it's a story best kept private. But shout out to Ernie for showing me that. But yeah. Also, if anyone doesn't know, the Yagas is a gothic metal band. Lorraine Warren from the movies, that she's the lead singer in this band.
Yep.
Great band too. And also before I cut it off, there is one song that I listen to no matter what. When I know I'm like 3 minutes away from a location or the hotel or whatever, Crown the Empire's single. Give me a second because I want to show you the album art too. Wait. Show all? What the fuck? Did they take down the bitch? I guess they did. Anyway, the song In Another Life by Crown the Empire. Go-to song no matter what. I would listen to it all the time. Only reason is because the song is literally a ghost story about the lead singer's girlfriend, or now dead girlfriend. She killed herself years ago. She used to appear in a lot of music videos, and the house that they lived in together got to the point where he starts seeing shadows and her ghost out of the corner like of his eye, and he wrote a song about his experiences with living with her ghost. So like multiple lines in the song is like the lights will flicker in the hall, but they won't shine again, and it's cool. But yeah, so Kaylee, do you have any Simon and Garfunkel jamming out to your?
No. I mean, a lot of the songs that are on Bill's playlist, I do listen to. I do listen to Radiohead, Temple of the Dog,
Very underrated band.
Godsmack.
I haven't heard
Nirvana.
Godsmack in years. Is Godsmack still doing stuff?
Not much.
Okay.
Yeah, their guitarist retired.
Nah. Speaking of older bands, Metallica's going strong. Did you hear about that earthquake that Metallica literally manifested? Did you hear about
Yeah.
that?
Yep.
Kaylee, did you hear about that?
No.
So was it Enter Sandman or was it One? Which song was it?
I believe it was Enter Sandman.
All right, so at West Virginia Tech or Virginia Tech, one of those college teams, they recently performed in their stadium. So Enter Sandman is the college football's walkout song. And so whenever they performed it live, the whole team was there, everyone was there. And they performed the song like 3/4 into their set. And they did like this whole in introduction of like, let's go team, get pumped. I don't know sports. Get pumped up, right? And as soon as the beat dropped for the introduction for Enter Sandman, everyone that was on the ground and everyone that was in seats was jumping in unison. And there was a weatherman locally in a weather station that knew that they were performing, and there was a meter that he has like to detect like the vibrations of the earth or around you.
Seismograph.
A seismograph, yeah. And they were jumping and shaking the ground so heavily that the crowd was creating enough energy to create like a class 2 earthquake. Small earthquake, but it was literally rattling the ground. That it was a legitimate small earthquake. And she does not give a fuck.
So, so bucket list, Kaylee. What's on your bucket list? Paranormal haunted locations.
I don't really have a specific playlist that I play going to investigations. I just have literally everything.
No. Bucket list. Places that you want to go that you haven't been to yet.
Jeez.
What's your bucket list playlist? I don't have a playlist. That was me. That was me as fuck. I
Yeah.
love it.
That was me as fuck. Oh, he's not wrong.
My bucket places to go. I definitely wanted to check out Waverly Hills.
We'll be pretty close to it in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Definitely, Tala.
There's just, and I won't speak about this hardly at all because I don't want to start shit. Not that anyone's gonna watch this that is involved, but for two reasons, I had not been to Waverly Hills. One, the prices are outrageous for the investigation, and I don't know enough people to go with me in my area to cut the price cheap enough to where I can afford it. And two, due to the moral compass of the PACs went through in that area,
Mhm. Right.
similar people still have a marketing brand around them that I don't like. And it's just a moral of like, if I go, I don't want to. It's whenever it's like the same general concept of like if someone famous does something egregious, kind of want to distance yourself mentally from what they did, but or else whenever you consume that thing, you think of the bad shit that's around it, the aura, and just my head's like, if I associate or take part in this, I'm gonna be feeding this, and my brain's gonna think about it, and I don't like it. So, but if I go with you two and make like a day out of it to where I can focus on the two of you and not like people around me, I think it'd be nice. I think it'd
We
be
could
nice,
make
but
it not nice for you if you want.
I just after what, and for the record, legally they want anyone to say this if we talk about it. Ernie and Denny's PAC no longer associate, affiliate, or put themselves into anything Waverly Hills related. Just FYI, they are not telling me to say any of this. But after what we've publicly heard them say on multiple platforms at multiple times, it's just It feels weird. I'm just being honest with you. It feels weird to even go there or want to go there. So, and I can't tell you how many friends I have in my area saying, "Have you ever been to Waverly Hills? Have you ever been to Waverly Hills?" I'm like, "No, you've asked me that 4 times."
That was just a spot before knowing all that.
Yeah. So,
Um,
if you guys want to go and do a day tour, would love to. But as far as a overnight,
I definitely want to go see the Winchester House out in California.
Yeah,
ooh,
that'd be
yeah.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's fly out to California.
Even not doing anything paranormal, just taking a tour of that place would be cool.
Yeah.
Hell, how far away is the Winchester House from the Queen Mary?
Probably not too far, I don't think.
I don't
Let's
think
do
so.
a supernatural soiree at the Queen Mary.
What's
Oh,
your bucket
no,
list, Trevor?
they're pretty far apart. Winchester's house is in San Jose.
I don't know where that's at.
San Jose is outside of San Francisco, so that's what, about a 6-hour drive from LA where the Queen
Oh.
Mary's at.
Never mind. But
What's your
what-
bucket list?
My bucket list. One of my places isn't even in this country. Does that still count?
Sure.
The ancient Ramen in Scotland. If I had to pick a top 3, ancient Ramen, Middo, never been there, and probably from the stories that I've heard you all tell, the people that own it and everything seems so pleasant. I almost went the last year, but I didn't. Old College Hill.
I've
Oh,
never
Old
been
Hospital
either.
College Hill. Yeah,
Yeah.
that place is killer.
So old
There
hospital.
too. I've never been there yet either.
Oh, really? I thought you went for Girls versus Boys.
No,
No?
I wasn't
Oh,
with
okay.
them yet.
You're a lot newer to this than I thought. I think me and you joined at the exact same time. We just didn't know each other well enough to really say hi.
Probably not.
The glory days, Kaylee, before you met
Right.
Trevor.
Before all this fourth cousin shit, yeah. So mid OCH, and then internationally and ancient Ramen, because I'll be honest, I heard about the ancient Ramen on Ghost Adventures, and then years went by, quit watching it, and me and Lily started the original podcast that I was on, We the Haunted, and pre-recorded. We just did research and talked about the research and laughed about it, in a good way. And we did Ancient Ramen. I'm not sure if we ever did the episode because I think that was one of the last ones we did, and she said to scrap it because she didn't like it. But all the research that I did on the history of that place, it was like, I know this don't mean much because I don't read books, but reading the information that I was given about that place almost felt like it was putting me there. And there's just something about the history of that place that feels, it gives like a lingering presence, even through articles, and I like it. Like it doesn't seem like all the other stuff you read about everywhere else. It's like random Irish, Scottish shit and rituals and history that you would never hear about here was there, and like it just, the information felt unique, as weird as that sounds, and I loved it. So
What about you, Bill?
Chillingham Castle.
ooh,
Is-
where's that
is-
at?
That's over in the UK.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Actually, Tanya and I, we want to go to Scotland. We wanted to go for a honeymoon. That's probably not going to happen, but sometime in the next couple years, we want to go over there, and we're actually hoping that when we go to Chillingham, that we can get Damien to come with us.
No. That'd be
Um,
chill. Being home. Shut up.
And Damien wants to come over here and go to New Egypt. Dude, New Egypt is cool.
Yeah. Isn't that the place that Michael owns?
He doesn't own it. He helps
He
run the
helps
paranormal side
run
of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we'd done some cool shit there.
Mm.
Ryan Schaefer wants to go to Gettysburg and Chernobyl. Gettysburg is awesome. I've been there a ton of times. Chernobyl would be cool to go to.
Is Chernobyl
I would love to see the French catacombs.
Yeah.
I forgot about the catacombs. I'm expanding my bucket list to top 4. Is Chernobyl even accessible?
Yes.
Oh,
Parts
okay.
of it. Parts of it. You can. There are parts of Chernobyl that you can go to on your own. There are parts you can go to with a guide. However, there's a high likelihood that they're going to stop some people from going. There's been a lot of influencers that are going there and picking things up and moving stuff. And even though there are areas where the radiation is very low, once you start moving things, you're re-releasing that into the atmosphere.
But even taking it home with them.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're starting to crack down on people going there.
I thought of one more location that I want to go to. Trans-Allegheny.
Oh,
I have not ghost hunted there, but I've gone there for a tour. That place is awesome.
I want to go there so bad.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm just thinking of like past thoughts and memories I've had in my life, and that just popped in my head. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I remember hearing about that.
My bucket list is close to 100 places at this point.
Oh yeah, same. I'm not gonna tell you 100 places. I'm like, let me keep it to the top 3 and turn it to the top 5.
Yeah, Trans-Allegheny is
Sweet
really
Springs
cool.
was on my list too.
Where?
Yeah, Sweet Springs.
Sweet Springs.
Yeah. There's so many good places out there that I just haven't gotten to yet.
Can you do that again? I heard you.
I have no idea what's
Can you
going
knock on the wall again?
Watch, it was this cat.
Can you copy me? They're moving stuff. Knock on that wall. That duck got moved a little bit. And I have some like creepy drapes, and something just got touched over here. There's no wind gusts in here. I turned off my AC. That was cool. Anyway, sorry.
So have you ever done an investigation while flying or on a train?
Flying, you can't have any EMF near you whatsoever. So, no. And train, I've never rode a train.
So Kaylee, when you're flying down to Kentucky, pull out a Ouija board. let us know how the guy sitting next to you likes that.
I think okay, speaking of that, Bill, the closest I've ever been to investigating on a train, and I wouldn't even call it investigating. Can you see it? Yeah, that board there. That board I bought in the Salem Witch Museum in Salem. The next night, took it to the Conjuring House, used it in a session in the library, not the library, sorry, the seance room, in the living room, and then flew home with it in my carry-on. So technically, I took a Ouija board that was used in the Conjuring House on a flight. Closest I've ever gotten.
I don't think any of these planes are still flying. Unfortunately, there
Well, if they're
are
Boeing or touched by you, probably not.
there is
I'm sorry, I had to.
there's a plane that went down in the 70s. There's a lot of parts on the plane that were still good, so they used those as replacement parts on other aircraft, and there was paranormal activity on just about all of those flights. And if I could ever be on one of those airplanes, I would want to do an investigation.
Oh, Candy did
Interesting.
one on a train at a train station.
Ooh,
Oh,
how did that go?
And what train station? Where were you at? 'Cause I didn't see any trains near Rock Island. Unless you did this on a abandoned train at a abandoned train station, like a historic one. Or were you like about to fucking shoot off somewhere in like a transit and you're like, wait, fuck, I gotta pull up the fucking spirit box. God, fuck you. Damn it, Bill. All sorts of activity because a woman KKK later was shot in her house
Oh.
across the street from the tracks. Oh,
Oh,
I never thought I would read that sentence.
that's fair.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I honestly don't know how to respond to that sentence. I'm just here. Vinton, Iowa. Okay, I've never been to Iowa. I mean, did I go? Did I cross over to Iowa temporarily? I don't know. I don't know.
is that what
Also,
happens when you die? You cross over to Iowa?
so is Candy dead? Because she lives in Iowa.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Slipknot's from Iowa.
Yeah. And I saw Candy at Rock Island, or at least I thought I saw Candy at Rock Island. I'm kidding.
she's gonna smack you too.
Oh, she already has for other reasons. She's verbally smacked me for reasons that are totally legitimate.
You
I'm
deserve
pretty
it.
sure that if somebody said that they smacked Trevor, I wouldn't even question why. Like, yep, no, I
No,
probably deserved it.
you deserved it.
The last time I've been actually hit was high school. Now, I've been verbally shut down, and the times that I deserved it. But what would make you run from a site? Like, I assume location. Nothing would make me wait. I might need to actually show the comments so I don't just read. Nothing would make me run that affects me. I haven't run because of me. Like something directly affected me since I started back in 2015, 16. But I've fast walked out of a location because during an event, a guest felt extremely uncomfortable due to some energy that was happening. And instead of asking for help out, he knew the exit and just dipped out on his own. And me and Danny had to like fast walk out of that shit. But like that was for someone else. I've never left because of something that I felt uncomfortable with.
Me neither.
Actually,
I'll relocate myself in the location, but I haven't actually ran out of a place yet.
Me neither. I've walked out,
Mm-hmm.
I've
but I've
walked
never
out.
ran out. I honestly, the only thing I could think of that would make me run out is another person, like human, like
Yeah.
real, like, yeah. So that's the only thing that would make me run out that I can think of, or something that have yet to experience that I can't even fathom at the moment. Maybe, but I've seen some weird shit. So
Mm-hmm.
Like this one time, I was investigating with Trevor, and I walked around the corner and I saw Trevor. I'm like, wow, that is some weird shit.
Do you know what's even weirder than seeing me? Some fourth cousin shit.
And with that, Kaylee, what do you have coming up next?
Well, I'll
a
be.
new hair color.
I just
Okay.
got done. Thanks.
I'm fucking.
Well, I'll be at the Trifecta in Kentucky in a couple of weeks, and then following that, I will be at MSP. And
You're coming to MSP too?
I am.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. Okay.
Myself and Lawyer flying out together.
Lawyer?
So getting that
Lori.
Lori.
Oh, Lori. I thought you said yourself and your lawyer. I'm like,
Oh, you coming out
Lori.
with Hammer?
What the fuck? Hammer?
Hammer.
Who? I don't know who.
Scott
is.
Hammer. He's an attorney. He comes to a lot of Get Haunted events.
He does.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you, Scott Hammer.
So
Sorry.
yeah, me and Lori will be flying out to MSP. That's still in the works. And then after that, I don't know. We'll see where we go from there. I plan on being at the Paracon in September in Maine. I would love to get out to Rock Island.
I was about to ask, are you coming to Rock Island?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. So Kaylee and I were talking about this before. If Trevor doesn't piss off Kaylee, she'll come out to Rock Island.
Oh, there's no if. It's just how.
And how badly.
Yeah. Hell, in our Airbnb that we're going to be in for the Trifecta, we're all going to hear at 2 a.m. just tiptoe by the window, by the window.
I will throw something.
I'll become tiptoe by the tulips.
The thing that's going to get thrown is Trevor.
Oh, tiptoe by the window.
That's better.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
Worth it.
What about you, Trevor? What do you got coming up?
So,
what's Haunted Faith got coming up?
So Haunted Faith, I am currently done with, is it 4 or 5? Let me minimize this and come back up. That's Spotify. Fuck you, Spotify. That's your picture of Kaylee. Okay, fuck you, Kaylee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 found footage films ready and to go. One being the first long one I've done. It's 20 minutes. It's a night at the Ditto House. So that's that. I'm working on my interactive website now. Most of the graphics are done. And then I'm gonna be filming at the Trifecta 2. So I'm gonna try to turn that into a 6th film for the release of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'll go ahead and say this now. I'm not going to give away too much, but my storytelling series, which as of right now it's just called Dark World, that may change. I don't know. I'll see how the content flows and if I find a better name or a different name. But my storytelling series is going to be coming out with episode 1 as well. So there's probably going to be 7 things coming out for the launch of everything. And I will say this. My storytelling series visually is going to be laid out in a similar way as to something that something similar that I played growing up. And by similar, I mean how you see it, how it's presented to you on screen. And there will be a giveaway. If anyone can guess what inspired um the layout, the presentation of my storytelling series, I will be giving away something, a t-shirt, something small. But yeah, more on that soon. But everything 90% of everything that will be dropping um will be after the trifecta. And then the last two things will take maybe a week and a half to finish. So may expect the next, I say era, it's not that big of a deal. Expect the next major drop of VHF 82 films mid-June. Wait, January, March, April, May. Yeah, June. Mid-June. So is MSP in that book signing in June or July?
June.
June. All right. So expect it before that book signing.
So before the 21st.
Yeah. Yeah. It should be like no later than the end of the second week of June. Yeah. And then everything will drop. Everything will happen. And then I'll be filming. I'm not sure if I'm going to film anything found footage wise at MSP on that go. I may. I'll have to talk to Brian, see if he wants to be in a found footage thing. Because on one hand, if he does, it'll be a cool concept for a found footage. But on the other hand, I think I would like to be more on the side of Rob and Brian's side of like, let's just focus on the guests and selling these fucking books and not focus on filming. I think there's more of a business promo aspect that needs to be there, not let's throw a camera in everyone's face. So I'm unsure if I'm going to film it all there. That may just be a business thing, but yeah.
What about you, Bill? What's Empty Casket got going on?
Well,
If you can share.
yeah, we will be with you guys at Trifecta. And then in June, on June 13th, we'll be at the Boonton Elks Lodge in Boonton, New Jersey with 9 Lives Paranormal doing a Ouija board lecture and then a ghost hunt. Then we'll be out at I'll be out at MSP. Tanya's not coming out to that one. In July, we're doing another lecture series on Ouija boards and a ghost hunt at the Starlight Academy for Metaphysical Studies in West Pittston, PA. Then in August, we'll be at the Liberty Para United Expo in Nanny Glow, PA. We'll be at the Maine Paranormal and Horror Con in Augusta, Maine in September. And in October, we'll be at the Rock Island Paracon. And then I have a couple things in the works for later in October, but none of those are cemented yet. So,
Gotcha.
Fair enough. If anyone's watching, as far as events, I'll be at Trifecta, MSP, Rock Island. I know that one in Ohio may or may not still be happening. I don't remember if it is.
what's that? That's the Fireside?
The school.
Fire something?
The school.
The
or the-
Get Haunted event. I thought you were talking about the con.
No. The only con I'm going to for this year is
Rock Island.
Thank you. I don't know why my brain just blanked there. I may be helping out Kent with West Kentucky Paranormal Expo. If you guys, I'm not sure. I don't think Get Haunted's coming to that one anymore. I don't know. I just know that a friend of mine said she wasn't. I'm not sure if she wants her business out there, so I'm not going to say her name, but you know her. So I'm not sure if Get Haunted's coming. It's a long gas drive. From here driving to Bethlehem, 15 and a half hours. I doubt. I don't know if Rob's gonna want to make that drive.
And where's this one?
This is 5 minutes away from me.
Wow.
When is it?
September sometime. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. West Kentucky Paranormal Expo. I just had it. There it is. September 27th at 10 a.m. It's a Saturday.
Yeah, yeah, that's the week before Rock Island.
Yeah. Yep. I don't expect you to come. But
No, that's I already got a whole lot of driving this year. I'm not
Yeah.
looking to add too much more.
I'm actually curious because the expo, if he holds the expo again at the fairgrounds, it's 20 minutes away from me. It's in Mayfield, but he was talking about hosting it in a abandoned a rental spot in our local mall, which the mall is 2 minutes that way from me. But I'm actually curious since I'm just kind of like the middle point. From me to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, just generally, it's not 15 hours. It's close enough though. It's 12 hours and 54 minutes. But with traffic, it's 14 hours.
All right. Well, let that be a nice little sigh of relief to Rob that Trevor's not going to just randomly show up.
I can randomly show up, but it has to be premeditated.
Yeah,
But-
so Rob will have to do something pretty wrong for you to just kind of show up.
Yeah. Hell, speaking of that, the one time he almost bought a plane ticket to fucking my house. I'll tell this quick story because it's funny. This was 3-4 months ago. Someone made a fake Get Haunted account on Facebook, like a regular personal profile, but named it. It was stupid. And Sarah shared it out in a post saying, "Hey, be aware, please report this." So then I shared it out saying, "Hey, caution, don't do not join. Caution, do not join." But by the time I shared it out, Facebook's never acted this fast. By the time I shared it out, the account was deleted already. Didn't know it. I was at work. So I get a text from Rob saying, "What the fuck, bro?" And I go, "What?" And he shared out my post. And you know this, Bill. If a post gets deleted from an account that got tagged, the general graphic for the actual main account gets put there instead. So all he saw was the Get Haunted, and the Get Haunted page got shared out with my words on top of it saying, "Caution, do not join." And I had to explain to him why, and then he goes, "Okay, I canceled my plane ticket to Kentucky." But I thought that was a 10 minutes of panic attacks happening, because that was more than 3 months ago. That was like 2 weeks after I became a merc.
Yeah, he almost got that revoked real quick.
It's not Rob's fault anymore. It's Trevor's.
Yeah. Oh, it's always my fault. If I'm involved, it's my fault, and I have grown to bite the bullet and just be like, "Yeah, fuck it, sure." But if I'm not involved, it's Rob's fault. If no one's involved, it's Ryan's from Paranormal Theory's fault. According to Facebook, at least, I don't know. They talk a lot of shit on there, and I'm just watching from the sidelines. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I just work here.
Does it count as work if you're not getting paid?
I just mentally work here. True. Actually, I get paid in the love and endearment of Mr. Rob.
Wow, somebody's sucking up.
Seriously.
By love and endearment, it's a middle finger emoji on Facebook Messenger like once a week. Our quick reaction is just the middle finger. and he'll be like, "Hey, can you do this?" Or "Hey, what do you think about this?" Or "Hey, blah blah." And I, instead of saying, "Oh, I love it," or "That's funny," I just send them a middle finger, and that's the conversation. So much is said in five things, in five little things.
Yeah, that one finger can say a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
we gotta love Agent Rob and Lady S. Lady. I've never heard her being called as Lady S. You guys gonna say anything, or am I just gonna have to carry the conversation with the random shit?
Well, we don't talk because you don't shut up. We're not sure if you're done yet.
You know, you damn well know I'm just ADDing it. Interrupt me at any point. I don't give a shit.
ADD tangents.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we are just a few minutes away from Mr. Greg's show.
Greg
So-
Bakken.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, guess we should probably start shutting this down.
Yes. Let me go ahead and look up Wednesday shows. All right. So that is the right date, right? May 14th. Okay, cool. I just want to.
Yep.
He has two graphics that were back to back. I just wanted to make sure I was looking at the right one. So tonight at 10:05 p.m. CST, 11:05 p.m. EST, we have Mr. Greg Bakken doing a paranormal chat. It is a hashtag just Greg himself episode. So be sure to tune in for the sultry voice of Greg. Whether you watch him as your midnight show or you listen to his nice voice as you slowly fall into the nether, please tune in, watch him. He's an amazing soul, great podcaster, a lot better than we are. He does this for a living. We do this because I still don't know why we do this.
Because you called me one day and said, "Hey, I want to do this."
You didn't have to say yes. You almost said no.
And you followed Bill.
Yeah. So
Hey,
on
we all make mistakes.
yeah. Hell, he tells me all the time if I was still on caffeine, you would not be here. Like
That's a
legitimately.
true statement.
Yes.
Yeah.
So on that note, here's Greg Bakken.
Welcome to Ghostbox Radio. Every night we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. My name is Greg Bakken. Thank you so very much for joining us.
There you go. Tune in about 10 minutes to catch him live. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to Haunted Faith on YouTube. I don't know what that accent was. EmptyCasketParanormal.com. He makes creepy shit with wires. EmptyCasketTalkingBoard.com. Are you afraid of trees? Are you afraid of trees getting broke down? Go talk to him. He's a good therapist. You can also buy them if you want to. It's up to
Yeah. I got a few for sale currently.
GetHaunted.com. If you like what you see on your screen, go buy a ticket. What here? If you like what you see on your screen, go buy a ticket.
You know, the funny thing is, I was about to do the same thing, just get rid of you.
But you're forgetting the most important one. ExtremeTicketing.com. Get on there, check out the events, and get some tickets, people. Trevor. Yes.
Tickets on extremeticketing.com. On a real note, events, community, networking, podcast, paranormal podcast program, your own merch, your own ticketing website, anything paranormal that you can think of in the paranormal business, we do. And if we don't do it, give us the idea. We'll give you the credit, and we can work together on creating something amazing. Like motion censoring Roombas. Like, fuck, come on.
Yeah,
And if you-
I didn't have enough projects on my plate. Thanks for that, guys.
And if you are doing your own events for your own stuff, and if it has nothing to do with Get Haunted, that's okay. If you want to start your own merch store, that's awesome too. If you want to start creating your own physical projects and you want to do commissions and sell them individually, extremeticketing.com. Be there or be
Or
square.
B Square.
Yes. And last but not least, Ghostbox Radio at 11:05 p.m. EST is a go. It is a Just Greg episode. On that note, before my brain corrupts, I'm going to stop promoting shit.
Anything
And
you need to promote there, Kaylee?
What?
Anything you need to promote?
Nope. Just guys, if you can get on Extreme Ticketing, check out those events, and we'll see you out there.
now you guys see why the title of this is just called insert title here. I'm fucking with you.
Kaylee, if you get to the Airbnb before me, wait till I get there for you to slap Trevor because I want to get that on film.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh shit! I have
Can you at least
text.
buzz him before we end this?
What's that?
Can you buzz him before we end this?
I'll put it in right now. Fuck. What's your TikTok? I need to add you. I don't post on TikTok, dude. I don't. I doom scroll to fall asleep. I'm on TikTok for like 2 hours a day, and that's if I'm waiting on a pickup at work and I have to be in my truck doing something. I'll watch TikTok, or if I want to numb my brain to fall asleep. Like
I'm too
TikTok.
old for TikTok.
Sarah's on. Rob's on TikTok. Sarah, you're not too old to fucking be on. I'm not sure if Sarah's not on TikTok. I think Rob is.
I'm on there. I just don't really post anything on there. I just like watching them.
The last thing I posted was the teaser for my first ever found footage video ever, and it got 20 views and 2 likes, and I realized Instagram and
TikTok
Facebook.
sucks.
Instagram and Facebook are good enough. You can get easy views on TikTok, people say, and they are right, but it has to be the right type of content. No one's gonna I'm not gonna get a million views on a fucking found footage thing. If I'm not shaking my ass or shoving my hand up something stupid, no one cares. But TikTok is fun to watch some stupid shit with. Like my feed's just nothing but dumbass memes, which I send to a lot of my friends, and they love me for it. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining this interesting almost 2 hours. I'm not going to say goodbye to everyone, but Damien, everyone, Sean, thank you so much for joining. Chris, Candy, Sarah, thank you all so much for.
I thought you weren't going to say goodbye to everybody.
Oh, that wasn't. I see like 20 other names that commented. I'm not saying everyone's name. I'm too lazy right now. If you commented, we love you as a viewer so much. Thank you. On that note, take care. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and if you do it, name it after me. My name is Bill. Everyone, take care. Don't forget to sleep safe.